we're diving into the fundamentals of Excel, working with rows, columns, and range. Whether you are managing data, performing analysis, or just getting started, mastering these basics will make your workflow smoother. So let's jump right in. In Excel, rows and columns are the building blocks of your spreadsheets. Rows run horizontally and also they are labeled with the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and also while the columns run vertically and are labeled with the letters. Okay, so for example, this is the row 1 and here we have the column A, and together they form a cell like the A1 where data is entered. Okay, so selecting rows and columns is easy, and to select a row, click the row or click the row number on the left and also over here, and to select the columns, click the columns letter at the top. Okay, so this way and here, and to select multiple rows or columns, click and drag like over this one, or use the shift key for the previous section like over this way. Okay, and next let's learn how to insert and delete rows or columns. So like here, if I'm going to use something, let's say the A1, or I'm going to use the B, let's say the C, and now I want to delete this one, simply select the columns or right click, or also the row if you want to use like 1, 2, 3, 4. And now if I want to delete this one, simply select it and right click, use the delete, just click over here, and from there you can easily delete it, or from the row right click and select the delete. Okay, and to insert the rows and columns, you can follow the same steps, just right click, and instead of delete, now let's go with the inserts. Now you can see it is inserted in another row, and for the columns, just right click and use the insert. Easy, right? Okay, now let's talk about the range. A range is simply a cell selection of two or more cells, and range can span rows, columns, or both. Okay, so you can select a range by clicking or dragging with the mouse, or by typing it directly into the name boxes. So like here, if I select this one, or if I use the name boxes, for example, let's use the A1, or we can just use the until the C, or if I'm going to say the 10, then this one, and select this range and press the enter. Okay, so once you have a range, you can format, sort, or apply formula to it. Okay, and also selecting the range, then use the toolbar to make changes. For example, here I'm going to use the bold or bold the text, and also if I want to select it, or like over here the sum, we can do it by using or just select it over here in this way. So here we can easily sum up with the selected range. Okay, and here are some couple quick tips. First, use the keyboard shortcuts like Ctrl plus space to select our columns, like here Ctrl plus space over here, and for Shift plus space to select the rows. And second, you can name a range for easy to reference later. Okay, and that's it. You have learned how to work with rows, columns, and range in Excel.